Going into this one tonight, a potential closeout situation, what is the biggest thing to keep in mind in a game like this with what's on the line?
It's just staying in the moment. You need to embrace the opportunity. You build all year for these moments, and you create that structure and discipline within your game. And that's what this team's done, and you just got to rely on that and trust each other to do their job. Hopefully you get the bounces that you need.
What have you liked the most about the way that you guys have defended as a unit these last couple of games, obviously only allowing the one goal?
Yeah, a lot of that's bounces. We got a few fortuitous bounces that went our way the last few games. But we're trying to play tight. That's what this team does really well. Try to close quick, and when we do that and we're disciplined in that structure, then we're pretty good. But the Leafs are very dangerous. It doesn't take much to see it. We'll have long shifts in the O-zone, and it's just like one split second they get a breakaway. So we have to be perfect to defend a team like that.
Brad, what's your secret to staying in the moment, not overthinking things in these pressure-packed moments this time of year?
I think the biggest thing is just loud in here. I think the biggest thing is you don't focus on anything else other than the next play, the next shift. I think the biggest thing with this group is everyone trusts in each other to do their job, and we have that trust in ourselves to do their job. And when you start thinking about outside noise and start looking at anything else and just being in the moment, the next play, it's enough to distract you from what you're trying to accomplish. So it's really just making sure that every time you step onto the bench, you're refocusing for the next shift. You're thinking about the details of the potential situations you're going to be in, and I think that's the biggest thing. The more you go through that repetition in your mind, the more focused and detailed you are that next shift, and it's just about resetting every time you come off the ice.
Brad, Bobrovsky's allowed just one goal in the past 2 games. What's your takeaway from the level he's playing at right now?
He's obviously, the top 1-2 goalies in the world, and he has been for a long time. I have a much deeper appreciation now for him after seeing the way that he prepares every single day and what an incredible pro he is. The career he's had and who he is every single day and how he shows up. He hasn't had the success he has because of accident. It's the dedication and work he's put in. So, you're just seeing a guy that's extremely focused and works extremely hard. And it helps when you get a couple bounces too.
With how one-sided that last game was, Brad, how do you think that might impact what you get from the Leafs?
It wasn't that one-sided when you look at it. Obviously we got a couple bounces and that can dictate the outcome. But they had a lot of opportunities that, like I said, the bounces are huge. They play a huge component of the playoffs, and we got more than they did last game. They had a breakaway early, they had a post early when it was 1-0. Like things like that change the course of a game, and it just kind of got away from a little bit. But I don't think that the score was really an indication of how the game was played and how close it actually was. But it doesn't matter anyway. It has no impact on the game tonight. If anything, it's going to make them hungrier, to have a bounce back game and to prove a lot of people wrong, which is a very dangerous combination. So, we have to bring our best game tonight. There's no questions about that.
What those fans have to say as he skated off in Toronto after the sequence?
I'm not going to say that. That was little love. That's all it was.
What was your view of that sequence with Nylander? You're obviously coming off the ice.
It doesn't matter, man. It was last game. We're worried about tonight.
What have you learned about this team's killer instinct, Brad? Like, you guys got the job done in Tampa in Game 5 there. Like, what stands out about the closeout ability of this group?
I think, again, it's more we're worried about the process and the structure of our game. I think we have that belief in how we play, and when we play it the best we possibly can, and we're detailed in all of our jobs. We believe in the opportunity it gives us to win. Just because you do that doesn't mean you're going to, but we believe in the opportunity it gives us. So it's just about really being extremely diligent in all areas of our structure, and we've shown when we do that we're good. But there's so many different things that come into play in outcomes of the game, whether it's reffing or bounces, different calls, and they have a huge impact. So we'll take care of what we can, and hopefully everything else falls into play.